Okay, here it is, my May empties. And if you remember last month, I didn't really have that many candles, but I had a lot of wax melts, and we're kind of the opposite this month. As I've been saying, like almost every video, I'm really just trying to go through older candles that are just half burnt, a couple quarters of the way burnt. Hello. You know what I mean? Like just candles that are on their last leg, and it's like, why am I keeping them around? I mean, clearly it's been months. We still have not found a house. We actually found one in May, the middle of May. We went away, we took a trip to Boston, and we had actually found this house the night before we left, and it was perfect. Like, it was that house that checked absolutely everything off the list and more. It was the house that had things we didn't even know we wanted. It was that perfect. Like, in our price range, taxes were where we needed them to be. Everything about the house was just absolutely perfect. Like, there was even a little like puppy dog that was there. It was like an older lab who like greeted us when we walked into the house. I mean, if that wasn't like the fucking cherry on top of the whole ice cream sundae, like this dog just welcomed us into her home. Like, I mean, my heart exploded when I was in that house. That's how emotional it was. It was just the one. So the next morning we're driving to Boston, and our realtor calls us and informs us that we're getting into a bidding war, and there are two other potential buyers that love the house apparently as much as we did. So we ended up, the whole car ride, Dan and I like did not even speak to each other. We're just like thinking about this house, freaking out, like this is our future. Both of us like grasping each other's hands, like it's gonna happen, this is the one, this is it. We can feel it like in our bones. We just know this is it. The second we get to the hotel, our realtor calls us. Dan like falls over onto the bed. I come running out, like we're screaming. We're so happy. We won the bidding war. They accepted our offer. We go out, we celebrate. I mean, we're tears streaming down our face at dinner, champagne. Like, we just had the best night ever. Like, finally, we've been looking for a house for over a year. And I can't emphasize enough how great the feeling was. And then the next morning, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I hear my husband on the phone, and all of a sudden, like, his tone of voice changes, like, everything just, I felt this drop in the pit of my stomach. I just, like, my instinct, I knew something was, like, terribly wrong. So I come out of the bathroom, and he's just sitting on the chair with, like, his head between his knees, and I'm like, what happened? And he goes, someone we were bidding with yesterday was pissed and came back with a higher offer. And like, we were already like almost at the top of our budget. So I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, I went over the asking price, and you know, we gave as much as we could afford. We went to our limit. And then our realtor called us back, and she's like, I don't have an answer yet, but it doesn't look good. And it was almost 5 or 6 hours, and like, granted, we're away, we're in Boston, we're just like walking up and down Boylston Street, like, we can't even talk to each other. We couldn't eat. We couldn't sightsee. Like, we couldn't do anything. We were just so devastated and so heartbroken. But we also, like, didn't know yet. Like, we knew that the homeowners were, like, going back and forth. Like, who should they give it to? I wrote this email. Like, I poured my heart out in this email and, like, sent it to the homeowner. We just spent the day, like, crying, walking around Boston like zombies, like, missing the whole beautiful day, and just like, oh, it was so awful. And then at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, our realtor calls us and was like, had nothing to do with money. They won't tell us why, but they gave it to the other guy, and they rescinded their acceptance of your offer. And it was just the craziest thing ever. It was the worst feeling ever. And I know I've rambled on an Empties video for 4 minutes right now, but like, this happened almost a month ago. I mean, it's the second week of June, and only a couple days ago have I been okay to talk about this and tell this story. I even like tried going online to like read other people's stories, and I was just so heartbroken. And I mean, I was grieving. It was such a deep loss that I couldn't even talk about it. I couldn't get past it. And like, now I'm finally at the point where I can share the story. So I know I'm wasting like 5 minutes talking about it, but just in case anyone else is there or been there, because when everyone was telling me like everything happens for a reason and you'll get over it, I didn't believe it in the time, and it was so hard for me to have faith. But now I'm here, and I did get through it. We still have not found a house yet. That's still our like end all be all. We're still comparing every house to the quote unquote house we lost. But I mean, it is what it is. At least I'm over it enough where, you know, I can actually like look at houses now, and like at the end of the day, we both like kind of tell each other like, you know, it's a house, it's a thing, it happens. Like, this is not the most devastating thing that can happen in our life. Like, people lose babies. I mean, it's a house. It's a thing. Like, another one will come. It wasn't meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. That's really all you can hang on to. And like, you know, had you told me that 4 weeks ago, I would have just started crying. But now I'm reminding myself, like, it's true. It is true. I mean, I got past it. I'm okay. And that was exactly what I told myself. Everything happens for a reason. Like, this is not the worst thing. Like, this is the worst of our problems. We're so lucky to even be looking for a home. That's that. All right. Enough of my sob story. Thank you so much for listening anyway. Let's get into the empties. So, to start, I finished this Goose Creek coconut sugar cookie, and I'm so sad to even share this because I love this so much. I loved it last year that I saved it for myself for this year. And when I burnt it back again, it was just as amazing as I remembered. It was strong, bakery, coconutty, very similar to actually the Bath & Body Works pumpkin coconut, but lighter and a little bit more sugary. I absolutely adored it, and of course now it's not on Goose Creek anymore. I can't find it on the website. If it ever comes back, I will buy multiples. I'm so sad I only had one of these. This was the polar opposite. This was $2.99 from Burlington Coat Factory, and I got it because these are the Candles Anthropology cells, and I've had the ones at Anthropology, and those are strong, but this one was absolutely nothing. I tried it in the bathroom, like every small little space, and it totally sucked. It was a waste of the $2.99. I could not smell a thing. Down here, I finished a 100 bag of tea lights. I am going through these faster than ever. It's kind of scary. I finished the Bath & Body Works Paris Pink Champagne. It's very similar to Champagne Toast, if not the identical same candle. Very effervescent, bubbly, that like delicious black currant type note. I love this one. It bummed out like at the very end. Like, this was its last burn and it just had no throw whatsoever, like the last 1 or 2 burns, but that's pretty much becoming typical of Bath & Body Works. This one, on the other hand, Party Dress, this was strong to the very, very end, all the way at the bottom until the wicks gave out. It was as strong as day one. I would have rated this like an 8.5 or a 9. This was crazy, crazy strong, like just right underneath your pumpkin pecan waffles summer boardwalk candle. Very dry scent, that like dry sandalwood type scent. I loved it. I like to burn this while I was also burning incense. It went really well with incense type scents. My husband absolutely hated this one, so it took a long time to finish because I could only burn it when he wasn't home. And I really like this candle on a rainy day also. I finished Yankee Candle's Garden Party, which is just a repackage of cotton candy with a quarter of the strength. This did start to throw in the middle, and I got this at Marshall's for $9.99 or $12.99, whatever it was. In the center of the candle, it threw about a 5 or a 6, and then it went right back to unscented. It had like a nice little strong point in the center, and then it went back to being couldn't smell a damn thing and just lived its life in my bathroom. So yeah, that's like it had a concentrated oil right in the middle. I finished the Sunny Sangria from Walmart. And this was okay. I mean, strength-wise, it was a good strength, but nothing in this suggested like a wine-type fragrance, like how the Bath & Body Works Cork and Vine collection had like oaky notes, and like you could smell them and just be like, yes, wine. Like, you put it together. This was just like a very generic, like red berry fruity, lemony type scent. It was nothing special. Throw was just kind of like around a 5 or a 6. And I hate these candles. I'll never buy them again. They just take way too long to burn. They never die, and like they're so cheap smelling. I mean, they are cheap. They're like $3 and they're from Walmart. So whatever. It's done. It's gone. This is one of my favorite Yankee candles. This is Black Coconut. It started off a little weak, but then it got really, really strong in the middle. It was like a 7.5, all the way down until like maybe the last quarter of the candle, and then it was like it was still like a 5.5, a 6. It definitely was not unscented. It just wasn't, I mean, it was a typical average to strong Yankee candle. Like, I would say this was moderately strong for a Yankee. It's not like your juicy watermelon or anything like that, but it was a good average throw. For a Yankee, I was happy with it. And I really just think this label is the most gorgeous thing. It really looks exactly like Hawaii. And I'm a sucker for the black wax. I think the black wax is absolutely gorgeous. When it was burning, it was so pretty. You couldn't really see the pool because it was black, but I loved it. I thought it was such a unique, gorgeous looking candle, and I'm sad it's gone. I'm hoping to grab another one of these at the semi-annual sale. I mean, I would buy this for the label alone. When they change the label, it's just going to be a waste, because this is all about that like panoramic beach view and the black wax in the background and the gold trim. Once that's gone, like I probably won't even like it half as much, so I got to get this while it's still in this jar. I finished a tiny little gourmet espresso. This scent from Bath & Body Works is incredible. Even this tiny little, what is this, an ounce, whatever it is, this guy will scent up like the whole room of my apartment, the whole front of my apartment. I love this little guy. I have like 5 or 6 of them because I went crazy with them at the semi-annual sale in December. And I'm so glad I did, because I just adore them and they never let me down. Always nice and strong. I finished the cinnamon spice vanilla, which was the cinnamon sugar donut scent. I hate this label, and it didn't get too disgusting looking at the end. I chunked a little bit of it, but like the scent is just gone when it gets down this low, so I'm just chucking it. I would not repurchase it in this packaging, just because like this kind of like reminds me, this is gonna sound so gross, but this kind of reminds me of like lady bits. Like I don't need to see this like so close up. I mean, that may do it for some people, but every time I look at it, I'm just like, I don't know. So yeah, not gonna be repurchasing this one. And I mean, it was good. I just, like I do with pumpkins sometimes, a couple of years ago, I went like way too hard with the cinnamon sugar donut and just like hoarded them. And it was like the only thing I was burning, the large jars, the mason jars. It was just like cinnamon sugar donut all day, every day. And I'm like, just pretty sick of it. And I didn't think this was a scent I would ever get sick of, because I love cinnamon, I love vanilla, I love bakery, but I don't know, it happened. I'm over it. Maybe the label did it, I don't know, but like, even if it's like semi-annual sale, unless it's 75% off, I will not be repurchasing this, because I'm kind of over it, you know? And I also do still have more other type of cinnamon sugar donuts in storage that I don't need anymore. This was a Honolulu Sun. Amazing. I love this fragrance. When it got down to the last like third or quarter, it started to smell putrid, like incredibly rancid. Not that kerosene type of smell. I mean like sour vomit, rancid, hot garbage type of smell. It was god awful. And that disgusting smell would just linger. And that was last year. So for whatever reason, my dumbass saved it. But when I brought it back out this year, it went back to the regular Honolulu Sun scent. So go figure. If anyone can explain that, because I'm standing here like, do not. I have no idea how that even happened. I finished a Yankee Candle Luau Party. This was a scent throw of like a 2, maybe because it was in this little guy, but this was like one of the first candles I reviewed on my channel, and this was the second jar of this, because I got this last summer from Bed Bath & Beyond. They were on sale for like $2 or $3, so I got 2 or 3 of them, but the other one I had, it was great, and I could smell it, and it scented up my kitchen, but this one was just pretty much unscented. If I walked near it, I could smell it, so just leave it to Yankee. Like, one thing may smell great, and then another one just totally unscented, like back to their ridiculous inconsistencies. So Luau Party is, it showcases those inconsistencies. Warm vanilla sugar. I've had this for like a year or 2, I don't know, but I've been savoring it. This was the scent that got me in the doors of Bath & Body Works when I was like 10, 11 years old, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there. But I was at art camp, if you guys know. I'm an artist, and I've been into art since I was like a little kid. Even though I'm a trainer and I'm in fitness now, I was not athletic as a kid. I didn't start running track until the end of 8th grade, and track was the only sport I did, except for like I dabbed in tennis here and there. But mostly I just did art. So when it came to summer camp, I did not do those like outdoorsy, running around playing kickball, like team sports type of camps. I went to this like liberal arts, super like punky, artsy college around where I live. And yeah, the point of the story, I went to art camp. I made a friend there. Here's this girl, and she came over to my house. We had a sleepover, and she was taking a shower, and I could smell the warm vanilla sugar all the way from the other side. We had my parents had a finished basement growing up, and that was like the sleepover room, because there was a bathroom down there, pull-out bed, and the couch. So I was on the pull-out bed and the couch, like the whole other side of the room. She was in the bathroom with the door closed, and I started to smell this amazing fragrance like coming from the bathroom. And when she opened the door and got out of the shower and like all the steam released, I was like, what is that smell? Like, is that you? Is that your shampoo? What was that? And she's like, oh my God, it's my shower gel. So she comes out with it and she's like, it's called warm vanilla sugar. Isn't it the greatest smell ever? And that was it. I mean, from that moment on, I was hooked with Bath and Body Works. I made my mom take me to the mall the very next day and buy me all the freaking warm vanilla sugar. Like, would buy 3, get 2 free, whatever it was. And I just remember my mom being like, what is this sudden interest in shower gel? Like, so, but it was the scent, it was the fragrance, and I've been obsessed ever since. So like, it's super nostalgic to me. So I do like to always have one on hand. I actually need to pick up another one because this was my last one, and I really like this label. It's so beautiful. I love this scent so much, like mostly just because of the history I have with it, but you just can't beat warm vanilla sugar. I love it. Anyway, on to the melts. I have, this was housewarming wax melts, and I bought this House Rules. This is the Lush Lord of Misrule scent, which is patchouli, vanilla, and black pepper. But I don't smell any black pepper. It's just straight up patchouli and vanilla. Very warm, and oh, it's absolutely divine. Very sweet. I love it. So I ordered this, and she sent me this as a free sample, and I may have to order a clamshell of this. Her coconut milk and lavender. This was absolutely divine. It was a very authentic creamy coconut, like kind of what it smells like if you open like a coconut water. That was a coconut type scent in here, and then like a very pure lavender, and it had like actual lavender buds in it, and I put it in my centerpiece, and it was just such a soothing, comforting scent, like so amazing at nighttime. I absolutely loved it. So I think I'm gonna reorder, and this was amazing too. Lord of Misrule scent. It wasn't super strong, but it definitely did give a very gentle, warm vanilla patchouli fragrance. And if you are a fan of patchouli, you'll love this. So I will be replacing an order. I get these off Etsy. It is housewarming wax melts. See, Etsy shop right there. So I'm going to be reordering both of these. I'm going to get this sample. And I only got this one clamshell, and she sent me 3 huge samples that I cut in half, and they lasted me so long. All right, and this is from House of Wax Melts, not to be confused with House Warming Wax Melts, House of Wax Melts, also on Etsy. And this was Candied Apple, and it was a total dupe for the Bath and Body Works Winter Candy Apple, and it was awesome, super strong. I finished these Glade Wax Melts in Hawaiian Breeze. I put like all 4 of them in my centerpiece, and whatever. Don't buy wax melts from the grocery store. That is the bottom line there. I finished this Yankee Candle Margarita Time, and this was from last summer, and I guess it died because it was unscented. 100% waste of a tea light. I finished the Goose Creek Sipping Tea. This was good. It just smelled like when you open a box of Lipton tea, like a straight up tea type of scent. There's no lemon or anything in this, but it was not that strong. I have not been having good luck with Goose Creek wax melts. I use this on a tea light warmer and my centerpiece. Like, I could smell it, but it's just not as strong as it had been, and I guess like I was expecting more, so I was kind of bummed out with this one. Would not repurchase. I finished this one, Frosted Honey Cake. This was like too strong for me. It was a beautiful scent. It was just like straight up honey, and I can only take honey like in small doses, or like I have to be in the mood for it. So these just took so long to finish, and then when I did, it was like I couldn't get that honey scent out of my house. It was just like too much. So I wouldn't repurchase, but I'm glad that I tried it, if that makes sense. 2 more. I finished a Luau Party. This one I could actually smell. This was fine. I finished a Pink Sands. This one was also awesome. One of my favorite Yankee Candle. I love all their sands. The Black Coconut, Pink Sands, Sand and Sun, all their beachy scents I really like. These were the scents that also got me into Yankee Candle. Like Pink Sands was one of the first ones I ever tried. And it's not like beachy. It's like a melon type of scent, but it's delicious. I really enjoy it. It just reminds me of summer. This was the Wax Delicious Beach Bum from last year. If you order from Wax Delicious, burn their wax melts ASAP. They do not last. This was from last August, and all the scent was gone. Kringle Stormfront Wax Melt, and I have their candle back there that's almost finished. This was great. It just smells like a refreshing rainy day, but also like a little bit cologne-y. It's like a fresh water scent with a cologne mixed into it. Not like Yankee Candle Storm Watch, which is super floral. This is not floral at all. It's like soapy, fresh, clean, and cologne-y, but I really, really liked it, and I did melt it when we had all those rainy days in May. That's when I finished it, and oh my goodness, that's it. 20 minutes would have been more like 15 if I wasn't rambling on. I should probably would have been more like 10, rambling in the beginning and throughout and right now. So I'm checking out. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. And if you have an Empties video, leave the link below so I can watch. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.